This video is brought to you by G2A.com. Check out the link in the description for more details. Counter-Strike has been around for a long time, but that doesn't mean that everyone knows everything about the game. In fact, we learn new things every day, and I reckon that some of these things will surprise you. Did you know that if you leave the tutorials on in-game, you can use them to your advantage to help locate the bomb when you're in a smoke grenade? Pretty sneaky, and I doubt that many people actually leave those tutorials on. But maybe they will now, and maybe you should too. But what if you don't want them on all the time? Because let's be honest, sometimes they do actually block your view. Well, all you have to do is make a simple toggle bind to turn it on when you need it on, and off when you don't. In my example, I've opened up the console by pressing the tilde key, and then I type bind mouse 4 toggle game instructor _ enable. The command is down in the description below if you want to copy and paste it. So now, if I press mouse 4, the tutorials will flick on, and if I press it again, they'll disappear. So if you're in a pinch and can't find the bomb, this tip can be very helpful. You can even use it on some maps to locate which bomb site the bomb is planted at if you can't rely on sound. On Dust 2 or here on Nuke for example, you're outside and you're not sure if the bomb is planted on the top or bottom bomb site. Get close enough to the bomb. On this occasion you need to be up against the wall on outside here, and the indicator will inform you exactly which bomb site the bomb is in and where to find it. The next tip has been in the game since the beginning of time, and even though the animations for climbing ladders have recently been updated, it actually still works. If you need to get up a ladder fast, then the way you do it is by going upwards and sideways. It might seem odd to those who aren't used to it, but you will get the hang of it. Approach the ladder to the side and keep pressing forward and A or D to climb up, and you'll go a lot faster than just heading straight up normally. It's very useful on maps like Train and Nuke for example. What about this one then? You're playing in a tough game of matchmaking and the other team is giving you and your teammates a hard time in the in-game chat. You're doing your best to ignore it, but you're finding it hard to not reply and you're being distracted because of it. It's going to affect your game. A simple recently added command can very easily fix this problem. Type CL _mute _enemy _team _1 in the console and it will completely block all types of communication with the enemy team. Once again, that command is in the description if you want to copy and paste it. Another way of doing this with slightly more versatility, if you open up the console and type ignore MSG and then press enter, magic. If you keep entering that command, you'll toggle between 3 settings. Either it will ignore all messages, ignore just enemy chat and keep team chat, and then the final setting for it will set it back to normal. I've used this plenty of times in matchmaking. Unfortunately, in CSGO, it is inevitable that you'll come across toxic people. Now this is more of a little factoid than a tip, but did you know that the terrorist Molotov is actually slightly more powerful than the CT's incendiary grenade? Well, it is. They both do the same amount of damage against unarmored opponents at 25 DPS, damage per second, but against armored opponents the incendiary actually drops down to 17 DPS, but the Molotov still does the same standard 25. Not only that, but the CT's incendiary grenade is actually $200 more expensive. Don't worry, it is designed that way though, but it's useful to know that if you run through an incendiary grenade, you're going to lose much less health than if it were a Molotov. Next tip, and this one's about when you die. When you die, you don't just drop everything you had and leave a massive pile of gear all over the floor. You've probably noticed this already. If you had a primary weapon, that's the weapon that you're going to drop, but you won't drop your pistol. If you didn't have a primary and just had a pistol, then that's what you'll drop instead. Defuse kits will always drop if you're carrying them as CT, but for both teams, only one of your own grenades will actually drop. The grenade that will drop will be the one that's in the first grenade slot, so an HE if you've got a full assortment of grenades. Diffuse kits, grenade and even weapons can be shot around too and will be affected by physics. However, if the bomb is dropped, that will always remain in the same place it was dropped. You can't shoot it around and hide it in corners. A small pirate tip incoming now. Have you missed the boat for being a pirate? Well, have no fear, you can live your life on the seas. Well, sort of. If you want a bit of fun, you can actually turn your Counter-Strike into pirate mode and it will change the majority of text elements in the game, including the menus, into pirate speak. OR. Head into your launch options and put in -language space pirate and you're pretty much good to go. You'll now either be a pirate, it's pretty neat, or a member of Her Majesty's British Navy. Suits you, sir. Lastly, some general information about armor and how it actually works, because I think some people waste a bit too much money on replacing armor that's actually perfectly fine. Armor absorbs part of the damage that you take in game, but that's pretty straightforward and it's as you would expect. It's important to know that it only protects your chest, torso and head if you bought a helmet. What's important to know is that 100% armor will have just about the same effectiveness as 50% armor, and it will still continue to absorb some of the damage that you're taking. You only need to rebuy armor when you get to around 40%. Anything other than that is just a waste in my opinion, unless you're rolling around in money of course. So save those pennies and buy some grenades instead. As a side note, it's important to know that even if you've got head armor and 100% normal armor, some weapons will still kill in one shot to the head. The AK-47 for example, it's pretty deadly. Sometimes as CT, if you know that the terrorists have AKs, then you're probably better off just saving your money and not buying head armor. So there we have it. Hope you enjoyed that video guys. Give me a thumbs up if you did. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.